This episode is sponsored by my toothbrush. Stay tuned to see what else my toothbrush can do. Good morning, YouTube. So, basically, you've been to a wedding and you have leftover lamb, and basically, you ran out of tapas ideas. And so, the best thing to do is to make some bolognese, and you can grab your instant pasta sauce and just mix it in. But no, we're gonna do it the hard way by using all the leftovers. So this is the Better Bolognese. What we have are fresh tomatoes, fresh lamb, fresh cheap ground beef, fresh uh, onions, and actually fresh garlic. And we're gonna use this amazing pasta italiana spaghetti made in from Consum. So everybody's made mistakes in their lives, but this one hasn't because it's extra virgin. So the next step is to dice some onions. I'm sacrificing the outer layer of the onion so I don't have to peel the onion. It's a waste of time. And I'm dicing the onions longitudinally and basically turning it around so that I can the onion stays together so you don't lose your grip. And then you turn it 90 degrees to make dices. And this is how I chop normally. And not burn. Magic spoon. Once the onions are nice and soft, what you want to do is you want to brown your meats. So while the bacteria are dying, we're gonna cut up some garlic. The easiest way to cut garlic is to cut off the root end so that it falls apart, and then basically smash the skins off. And don't forget to stir your meat, because the thing is you have to break apart that minced meat so you can brown all sides until you get the fond at the bottom. And I like to use a chopping motion and rocking motion with my knife as if I'm using a cleaver. So as you can see, there's fond forming on the bottom, and it's the juicy brown bits that from meat that are stuck to the bottom, and that's not really bad, it's burnt. So all you have to do is deglaze it with a cup of water. When you get all that fond off, we're gonna add the garlic and stir it in until it starts, until the water evaporates. While that's cooking, I assume that you've already poured water in your pot and it's starting to boil. We're gonna put enough salt that it's just salty like the sea. Now with the leftover tomatoes, all we have to do is roughly chop them and dice them into like bite-sized pieces because it's all going to melt anyways. Chop 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 stir 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 chop 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 chop. Once that gets going and you have this nice brown mess and it smells heavenly, you can add in the tomatoes. Stir some in so it touches the bottom, and the juices will release from the tomatoes and create the sauce. So here's a relatively useless but useful trick that I learned just to impress your significant other. When you put your pasta in and you don't want to break it, you twist it with your fingers, like so, and then just release it, and it creates a little pattern. So now that you got your pots going, you have about 10 to 15 minutes, about 8 minutes for al dente, and about 15 minutes for the tomatoes to melt down. So to know if the pasta is done, you can take a few strands out and basically pinch it to see if it's al dente. Or you can take it and stupidly put it in your mouth and yell because it's hot. The third method, which is very old school, is you can take that piece of pasta and throw it against the wall. If it sticks, then it's al dente. So we're gonna like just stop the cooking process with cold water. So after about 15 minutes, your bolognese is gonna look like this. It's the fond is starting to form on the bottom, which you can scrape off, and is becoming a nice thick sauce. So at this point in time, we're gonna play it for thumbnail or YouTube or your significant other. What you need is a ladle and a fork. And there you have it, the Better Bolognese. Like, share, subscribe. And throw it against the wall. 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 If it sticks, then it's al dente.